What's going on? It's your boy O Scruggs, OS Sports Podcast. Let's talk about it. It's not a sports topic, even though it may affect some sports going forward with the Olympics coming up. But as everybody know, what's going on around the world right now, not just in America, not just in Europe, not just in China, but the big thing everybody's talking about now is coronavirus. And it's interesting because we've all heard the expression when life imitates art. And I kind of feel like this is where we're at with coronavirus because there's been so many movies made, over the years where there's a virus that hits Earth and it causes the apocalypse or zombies or wipes out, most of the population, and the Earth is left in ruins and people are, it looks like Mad Max, or, people have turned into, some type of mutants, kind of like the movie of Will Smith that's I'm drawing a blank on right now, I Am Legend. So I actually think the coronavirus is something that we should be concerned about. But not just this. I think any virus that can spread easily through, coughing or airborne germs, anything in that manner should be taken seriously. Now, that doesn't mean there should be an extreme panic over, if there's something like coronavirus. I don't think the Earth should go into extreme panic. But there is something you should be aware of. And it's interesting, too, living in New York. Because New York, more than any other city in America, at least. I'm not sure about, other countries. But New York, more than any other city in America, more people take public transportation, trains, and the bus. And I'm a paranoid person by nature, so I'm always aware of my surroundings. It's also kind of a prerequisite with being a comedian. You have to be a very observant person and pay attention to your surroundings. So I'm just naturally that anyway. And I was on the train the other day, and there was I'm assuming, I think he was a homeless guy. May not have been, but I think he was homeless. He looked newly homeless. He didn't look like he was homeless for a long time. Like he was in the early stages of being homeless. And he was on the train, and there was a young lady standing up over him, and this guy was coughing. I mean, literally he was like half asleep, but he was coughing like crazy, and like saliva was flying out his mouth. He wasn't covering his mouth at all. And some of it got on her jacket. But the thing was, that wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was, I see stuff like this often, and it's because she was so in her phone that she had no idea this guy was coughing. She had no idea that this guy was coughing saliva on her. Or maybe, I'm sure she heard him coughing, but she was just oblivious to us, because like a lot of us, we so into our phone. And that happens a lot in New York. People got their headphones in, they not paying attention to what's going on. That, we all touching on the poles on the train, things of that nature. But it makes you see how easily, viruses, not just corona, even if it's the flu virus, common cold, whatever. And it shows you how viruses can travel so easily because people aren't aware of their surroundings. A lot of people don't wash their hands. They'll eat as soon as they get off the train, or not even just, I don't want to just make this about New York and the train, but just in general, people who drive their car, get out their car, go to McDonald's, eat, don't wash their hands. People use the bathroom, don't wash their hands. And I think it's underestimated how important it is washing your hands. Like my hands look horrible, not horrible, but my hands often look dry because I wash them so much, because I'm just, like my OCD, and I'm naturally just a paranoid person. So I wash my hands a lot, because you don't realize how much you touch your face and your food, your kids, your lover, your partner, whatever, your pets. And your hands have touched so much stuff throughout the day. And it's like, how many people actually consistently wash their hands? And if you're taking public transportation nowadays, with everybody having cell phones and having so much on that cell phone, how much you really paying attention to what's going on around you, especially if you got headphones in, you got music blasting or a podcast. You can't hear necessarily if somebody's shooting or somebody's making threats. And I'm guilty of this too, even though I'm paranoid, but I'm also guilty of this, and apologize for the phone skipping, lagging. I'm also finding out, I know I talk about the phone lagging a lot. I'm also finding out it may be something with my YouTube needs to be updated, which I've done a few times, and I'm not sure why that still would be an issue. Not just my phone while it's lagging. But how concerned should we be about coronavirus? Do you feel like it's something that could wipe out humans or change the course of humanity as it is? Do you think it's something that could grow that serious? Or do you think it's something that's being overhyped, overblown? I kind of think it's both. I think some people aren't taking it serious enough, and I think some people are taking it way too serious. The way I kind of see it, I think it is something that could become very dangerous if people aren't aware and taking better care of themselves, doing things like washing their hands, eating properly, vegetables, getting good sleep, exercise, things that help your immune system fight off germs. And but I also feel like, doctors, scientists, the government, even though I don't know how much we could trust the government. And it's not just about Trump. I'm so tired of people saying Trump this, Trump. Y'all do realize there's been stuff going on in this world way before the last 3 years when Trump was president. So people think, once Trump is out of office, everything will be all good. It wasn't all good before Trump. It won't be all good after Trump. But hopefully doctors, scientists, the government, health providers are all taking this very serious and finding a way to stabilize it, maybe find a cure for it, or ways to, I know quarantine is the big thing that everybody's is kind of using. They're even asking some people if you think you may have it, but you haven't been diagnosed, to self-quarantine yourself. And good luck with that. You will hope that somebody will self-quarantine themselves, but the average person might think, well, this is just a regular cold. It's not, corona or anything. And jobs, a lot of jobs don't even be, sympathetic to your situation, because I think most jobs assume if you call out sick, you lying. You just don't want to come to work that day. A lot of jobs that make you feel bad for calling out sick. That's why a lot of people go to work sick, and then they just spread those germs around the office instead of staying home. So that's another way of self-quarantine yourself. Just not even just for corona, just in general. If you're sick, stay home. Now I understand if you got a job where you don't have sick days and you can't just stay home because you'll lose money. I get it, it's a little harder in that situation. But in general, if you're sick, stay home, isolate yourself, corona or not. And pay attention to what's going on, the news. Do some research for yourself. Google, YouTube, we got all types of avenues you can go to get information. And, just pay attention. Don't just watch CNN. Don't just watch Fox News. Don't just watch MSNBC. Watch everything. See what everybody's saying. Open it, get it. I know newspapers are like not in vogue anymore, but get a newspaper. See what the newspaper is saying. Go on YouTube and research it. Just my main thing I say is be aware. Be aware, have as much information about corona as you possibly can, and just be as informed as you can be, and take it serious, take it very serious, but don't go into a panic. There's a whole gray area, at least I believe, in between panic and being very, aware and very cautious. So you want to be in that. To me, you want to be in that gray area where you're not panicking, but you're very cautious and you're taking it very serious. Excuse me. So leave a comment, hit the like button, share, tell a friend, what's your thoughts? Is corona as serious as they're making it out to be? Do you think this is going to be a serious epidemic that's going to spread across the world? Or do you think for the most part, it's going to be controlled, it's going to be contained, and eventually, it'll be under wraps and not be a super major issue as we fear it may become. Oh, and for the record, because I did one of these videos before, and somebody told me, people funny, I was in the same exact spot, same background. Somebody told me I had a MAGA hat in the background. So I just want to get this hat to let y'all know it's not a MAGA hat. Hold on. It's funny you gotta do this nowadays, but so you see this? That is a Philadelphia 76ers hat. It's not a MAGA hat. So whoever that was that left that comment, I get everybody sees a red hat nowadays. First thing you thought, no, Philadelphia 76ers. There you go. Mitchell and Ness. Anyway, coronavirus, what's going on? If there's anything, anybody sees this video, if there's any information you can give me, you know, leave a comment or, you know, a link or anything. And let's talk about it. Let's be aware. Let's look out for one another. Wash those hands. All right. Leave a comment, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Your boy O Scruggs. Peace.